I remember sitting at a restaurant in Porterville, I think it was Village Inn back then, looking out the window and literally saying, my God, who would live in this godforsaken city?
When we came, the history of this church, they never kept a pastor longer than 5 years. And so we thought, wow, that's really got to change. And so when we came, there was a lot of older people, and we came as youth pastors. God told us to come, and we did. And so it was kind of funny. Dave's first message that he preached here, right here in this building, walking down the middle aisle, he had some wheat in his mouth, and he had on overalls and pushing a barrel down the middle aisle because he was doing an illustrated sermon, and some of them looked at him like, what have you done? So that was the beginning of planting seed, because we wanted to reap a harvest, and he was talking about that. And so God honored that. He honored that, because 31 years later, there's a lot of history of going from just a few people, you know, a handful of people, and we got to grow from that.
Because we had never been here before, so I didn't even know who the pastor was. And we walked up, we got out of our car and walked up, and one of the first people to greet me was Pastor Dave. I still didn't know he was Pastor Dave. He said Dave, I think. He introduced himself as Dave, and he had all his Green Bay stuff on. I think it was football season.
Yeah.
It was football season, and we had a conversation in there, and then after we started, you know, the service, he was the one that walked up there and gave the message, and I'm like, oh wow, that was a pastor, you know.
Good morning. Yeah. Do you guys know that you look better when you smile? Really? I mean, look around. Smiling people look better than frowning people, right? School's out. That's hilarious. All the moms and dads are like, oh. Kids are going to be home, bored stiff out of their minds, and they're just going to trash everything. So our men's conference is
the breaking news, stay at home. That is the order tonight from 4 state governors as the coronavirus pandemic spreads. New York, California, Illinois, and Connecticut all ordering non-essential employees to stay home. Those orders cover 75 million people across the United States. New York's governor today telling non-essential businesses in his state to reduce their workforce to
with the shutdown, the nation shutting down. I mean, I guess some churches didn't shut down, but ours did. Obviously, our state was just kind of just going boom, boom, boom. Everyone was going out.
It was a rough road because there's so, I mean, everybody knows that COVID, everybody had so many differing opinions.
Yeah,
and
it was polarizing.
Differing views, and I mean, and with the church of our size and just so many different people, even in the staff meetings and things, when we would make decisions with differing views, it was difficult.
He was a man's man. He believed that, men were supposed to be the spiritual leaders in the home and the family and those kind of things. And but for somebody that grew up the way that he grew up, and with so much in his background with family problems and stuff like that, he had the biggest heart of anybody.
He loved deep. And he made sure you knew that you were loved.
He took his last breath. I think your mom said something.
She said our lives just changed forever.
Yeah. And I remember there was a moment where it was like now what?